You're listening to the Friday Morning Podcast with hosts Bill Ballenger and Dennis Deno, discussing Michigan politics and political history. The Friday Morning Podcast has you covered.
And with us now is Republican State Senator Peter Lucido. He is the Senate Majority Whip and represents the 8th State Senate District, which includes 12 communities in Macomb County. Senator Lucido serves as the chair of the Senate Judiciary and Public Safety, Advice and Consent, and JCAR committees, and is a member of the Senate Elections and Oversight Committee. Senator Lucido is also one of 4 legislators who serves on the state's Elder Abuse Task Force. He also serves on the Criminal Justice Policy Commission, Michigan Law Revision Commission, Michigan Commission on Uniform State Laws, and the National Uniform Law Commission. Prior to his election to the state Senate in November of 2018, Senator Lucido served 2 terms in the State House of Representatives. Senator Lucido is a licensed attorney, insurance agent, realtor, and former security register representative. He lives in Shelby Township, and the senator and his wife have 3 children. Welcome to the Friday Morning Podcast, Senator Peter Lucido.
Well, good morning, everyone, and good morning to the listeners. It's a great day here in the state of Michigan.
So let's talk budget. Are we going to have a budget by October 1st?
I sure hope so. In fact, I know that the Senate has already passed out a balanced budget. I know the House has also. So it's a matter of, does the governor want to do her job and sign a budget? Or does she want to veto it because she didn't get her way and get her money for the roads?
Well, in other words, each chamber has passed its own budget. Are you waiting for agreement with the governor before you reconcile the difference between the Senate and the House budgets? And
I don't wait for anything. I know that the balanced budget that was sent out from the Senate is a fiscally responsible balanced budget, and the governor ought to sign one of the budgets. At the same time, if she has any opposition on either line items, any of her choice, do so and tell us what the problem is.
Well, yeah, but have either of these budgets been approved by the other chamber?
Well, I can tell you this. They've been negotiating. The members that are called the leaders, the Speaker of the House and the Senate Majority Leader and the Governor have been sitting at the table, not just all through the summer, but now that we're back, every day talking about this thing called the roads. I think the stumbling block is she wants money in those roads. And I got to tell you, let the entire state know that I've been up here for 5 years. I served, like you said, 2 years. 2 terms in the House, that's 4 years, and I've been up here 4 years and 8 months to be precise. This is record funding for schools. Make no mistake about it, it's more than I've ever seen since I've been up here. It's more than I've seen in the last 5 years. So if schools are an issue and she wants to talk about shutting our schools down, she's the one to go ahead and lay fault on that because she can sign the budget and agree to the schools the way it's funded.
So do you think we need to fix the damn roads, or are the roads just fine, or what do you think about the road situation?
Well, I don't like the roads the way they are. In fact, I'm underfunded in Macomb County. Public Act 51 needs a revision. It needs to be revisited, just like the car insurance did. After 45 days, our car insurance after 45 years, our car insurance has now been revisited, revised, and we're ready to roll. But the roads are a little screwed up. Public Act 51, 1951, they had roads going east and west, north and south. That would be 4 lanes. Today, I've got super highways down in Macomb County, M59. I just did an op-ed for the Detroit News that tells everyone, and that was published on Tuesday, the 4th, it tells everyone that this road funding program in this state does not work. Just like MDOT, who gives the specs to the road builders, does not work. Why? We keep doing it the same way, and we keep having road failure. They can say what they want about not enough money, but you got to first redo Public Act 51, and the governor knows this because her own plan that she devised, the 45 cents, that gets nowhere on the road, nor does it get anywhere with the taxpayer. Clearly, she wants the money to go around Public Act 51, which clearly shows she knows it's inequitable and underfunded for the greatest density of where the traffic is and the most vehicles registered. Wayne County, Macomb County, Oakland County. I did it in that order because There's 7.2 million vehicles registered in the state. 1.3 million are registered in Wayne. Oakland has 1.1, and Macomb has about 900,000. That's 38% of the vehicles registered throughout the entire state and has the most vehicle traffic on it. Insurance companies rate us on our insurance policies by how far we drive to work, and they said it's about 20 to 25 miles a day that most average Michigan citizens drive. Well, guess what? If that's true, I'm driving in and out of my county every single day into either Wayne or Oakland and back home again. That's what has the most vehicle traffic. Those are the roads that are getting mostly used. That's where the money needs to be. And Senate Bill 27 of my legislation says leave the registration fees in the county in which the vehicle is registered so that we have enough money to fix the damn roads in our own county.
Yes, Senator, I think Senate Bill 27 sounds like a good idea, revision of Public Act 51. But let's get back to the budget just very quickly. Are you saying that if the legislature cannot get an agreement with Governor Whitmer by October 1st, the House and the Senate is ready to agree between the chambers, between themselves, what the budget ought to be, and they will agree and send one budget to her, and she'll have to either veto it or line item veto it or sign it, one way or the other, and then possibly you guys would have as a fallback a continuation budget to keep things going while you continue to talk into October, November, December.
Hey, Bill, I don't want to do that. I believe that the House and the Senate will have an agreement, a consensus. I believe that they will agree on where they have a few differences on how much they want to fund and why, and come to a compromise. I think that the leadership of both the Senate and the House will get there and change numbers or the line items that they would both have enough votes to go get it passed. If she vetoes it and doesn't give a specific reason why, or doesn't engage is the word, then I think she's being non-responsible to the citizens of the state. And I'll tell you why. If the budget has been approved by the House and the Senate, what gives her the right to go ahead and say she doesn't like it when it's record funding for the roads and record funding for schools? I have an objection to that. And I'd like to have that dialogue right with her and say, don't tell me I haven't been working all summer long and I've been on vacation, because I've been with my colleagues policy-wise and money-wise in work groups to try to help her fix the damn roads.
Yeah, but Senator, look, let's say you're absolutely right in your characterization of her attitude, but so what? She vetoed it. What are you going to do?
That's the executive branch. We're three co-equally responsible government, and we're going to do our responsible thing by providing her a balanced budget that we believe, again, no one can disagree. It's record funding for the roads and record funding for education. And if she vetoes it, she needs to talk to the educators and administrators as well as the people of this state as to why she vetoed it when it's record numbers.
Senator, if she vetoes it, would you support a continuation budget for at least a month?
I don't know. I can't answer that right now. I want to know under what circumstances did she veto it? Just to make us go through the gyrations and the calisthenics?
Well,
and the exercise of,
in her defense, she's going to veto it, most likely to say she wants her $2.5 billion for the roads, and it's not there. If that's
and
her,
she doesn't even have her own leadership on the other side. The Democrats are not supporting her on the 45. Not one of the Democrats have put the bill in. Not one of the Democrats have stood toe-to-toe, side by side, glove to hand, and said, we're going to support this, Governor. In fact, to the contrary. Christine Gregg, the leader, the minority leader in the House, said, I don't support this.
Yeah, okay, look, Senator, let's switch gears here. A completely different subject. The governor's executive rules yesterday, 3 of them, on cracking down on flavored vaping products. Was that a good idea, and did she do it the right way?
Was it a good idea? I think anybody that puts anything in their mouth, whether it be children or adults, that ruins their health, I think that we've got to intercede. Was it a good idea? Maybe from a knee-jerk reaction, yes. But you know what? I like facts. I'm a lawyer, and I've always learned that you need to hear all sides of the argument. If you're only taking out what's called flavored vapes, why wouldn't you take all vape out? Why wouldn't you take all tobacco off the shelves? Because she knows that these students, these adolescents, are getting this, and they're still going to get it. They can get it from another state, or they can make their own sweeteners, if you will, to go ahead and sweeten the vape anyways outside the scope of what she's trying to do. And whether or not she has the authority, a governor has the authority to do an executive order. And you guys remember when she tried to do it, and she in fact did, with Governor Schneider's, when Governor Schneider passed a law on the DEQ when she started EGLE, and what the authority of EGLE was to get around and circumvent the law. Well, guess what? She withdrew her executive order knowing that maybe she was in quicksand and she couldn't get out, so she withdrew it to get out. This here is going to be hotly contested by the vape companies for two reasons. Number one, what is the threshold that she needs to do an executive order for health and safety? What is the threshold? What is it? Is it 6 people that had lung cancer or couldn't breathe properly? Is it 12 people out of the hundreds of thousands that are vaping? What is that threshold? And that's going to be asked for a court of law. When does she have the right to sign an executive order? Because I'm concerned of this nature. If you're going to sign an executive order because spoons need to be taken out of society because people with spoons will become obese or diabetic, eating too much, it concerns me that we didn't have an oversight hearing first to listen to the Department of Health and Human Services, who had given her this information on August, and she signs a bill showing 90 days ago that nobody under 18 can be buying anything in a vape product. Now, whether or not the police want to enforce the law, or whether or not the schools do their job under their own policy that says no tobacco or vape products in the schools, they need to do their jobs. And I wanted to have an oversight hearing as to why they feel the product needs to be taken off the shelf now that a mandate is in law that says you got to be 18 or older to get it.
Senator, I think your Health Policy Committee in the Senate had an important meeting this week involving opioids. What was that all about?
We did a bill. It's a Senate bill that I introduced that indicates that all athletes, in everybody that's participating as an athlete, because as an adolescent myself in high school, I played football, and my parents had to make sure I got 2 things done before I could play. One is to get a physical that a doctor signed off and said I'm physically okay to play this sport, and 2 is to give parental consent. Well, there's an epidemic we have in the state of opioids. And as a result, I brought Judge Linda Davison. She's now retired, but she's also the president and CEO of Families Against Narcotics. And we've learned, because I've worked with Linda over the last 30 years, when she was a prosecutor and a judge, and started Families Against Narcotics in the state. Now they got 20-something chapters, and they're out of state, and they're doing great things for families. That you got these athletes that go into schools and play sports outside of school through recreations, and they all still have to get the physical. They all still have to get parental consent. But let's show them a video. It's the Danger of the Game is the name of the video that was produced by Families Against Narcotics. And it basically shows real people, real athletes that have been hooked on opioids as a result of having a sports injury, going to the doctor, who we trust, who we rely and put our faith in when they give us a pill bottle and said, here, take these for the next 90 days. This will take care of all your pain. Those opioids, Vicodins, opioid, become addictive after 5 days. So we need to ask questions as parents, as athletes, that said, number 1, is there a substitute for this, because I don't want to get hooked on it? Number 2, can I take a Motrin? Do you think that's strong enough to take care of my pain? Number 3, I don't want to take this. I don't want to be a drug addict. I don't want to find myself later on hooked on heroin. So we're trying now to put this as a mandate that all athletes must watch The Danger of the Game, so they know that they can ask these questions to doctors, They know that if they take it for 5 days or more, they have a chance to be hooked on it, and to give parents the knowledge and education to say, you have a right to say no to that, doctor, and give my kid something that will not hook them like a heroin addict.
State Senator Peter Lucido from Macomb County, thank you for being on the Friday Morning Podcast.
Always good to hear from you guys, and more importantly, the state of Michigan, those folks that are listening in. God bless you and have a great weekend.